Well, hello there, everyone. Thank you for joining me tonight. My name is Susan Timchak, and I'm an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up. And what I thought I would share with you tonight is our envelope punch board. Now, there's a special friend of mine. Her name's Gracie. I met her through YouTube. She seems like a very wonderful woman. She did purchase a punch board, not through Stampin' Up, of course, but that is what happens when you purchase things not from a independent consultant, from a big box store, is they don't show you how to work the items. So I'm here to share with Gracie how to create an envelope using the envelope punch board. Now, this is our current Stampin' Up catalog. Page 184, we do offer 3 different types of punch boards. We have a gift bag punch board. We have the envelope punch board, which I'm going to show you. We also have a gift box punch board. And not only can these punch boards do what they're specifically made for, they also can do other things. So what I'm going to focus on tonight is basically showing you how to create your own envelope using the envelope punch board. Okay? All right, well, let's get started. Okay, so here is the Stampin' Up envelope punch board. It is made by We Are Memory Keepers, which is, I believe, the one that Gracie has. So they're made the same, except this one is Stampin' Up, and of course, not only is it Stampin' Up, you get me too as your demonstrator to show you how to use it. Now I was looking to see if there's any on the back, but nope. There are full instructions of how to use it. Also, the one I'm using is in inches. Excuse me, my nose is itchy, so I hope I'm not going to get in a fight with any of you. Just teasing. The one I'm using is in inches. Inside the box, there is a sticker that can go over this if you use metric. So, you can also use it either way. Either way it goes. Now, they do tell you, I'm not sure if the one that you have, Gracie, and I don't mean to be pointing my finger at you, but I'm doing this because I want to help a fellow friend. I'm not sure if the one you have does have specific instructions, but there are pictures, and it does tell you how to use the punch board. But don't worry, I'm going to take all that away, and I'm going to show with you right now. All right. Well, before we do begin, well, no, let's begin. Let me show you, because I'm sure Gracie is like dying to get this figured out already, and it really is super simple. But I have to tell you, the first time I got this, I couldn't tell you how many pieces of DSP that I ruined because I couldn't figure it out. Only because your mind wants to work a certain way, but no fears. So this is a standard A2 card that us as demonstrators, we tend to do. And it's basically 8.5 by 11 cut in half. Whether you cut it at the 5.5 or if you cut it at the 4 1/4. You get 2 cards out of 8.5 piece of cardstock. So normally, that's considered an A2 card. Okay, so right here, it's 4.5 by 5.5. And what it tells you here, if you look along here, it tells you the card size, 3 different sections of card size. It tells you your paper size, and it tells you where to score. Now, there are directions right up here on the Stampin' Up punch board, again, to tell you how to do it. There's also on this side, we have a scoring tool, so we're going to need that. And then on this side is a corner rounder, so I'm going to show you how to do that too. So I'm going to go a little bit larger than the A2 size, and where am I at here? So I'm going to go with the 4.5 by 6. So right there, if you go 4.5 by 6, right here, it tells you 8.5 by 8.5 piece of cardstock, and I'm going to score it at 3 3/4. All right, so I've already done that. Here's my 8.5 by 8.5. I'll try it. Let me see if you can see it this way. So again, we're going to score this at 3 3/4. So don't worry if you can't even figure out how to use a ruler. All your numbers and things are right up here. So 3 3/4. So right there, here's the 3 3/4. I'm going to put the end of my paper right there, 3 3/4. Now right in here, when you go with your little scoring tool, you will feel a little groove. So you're going to lightly, not heavily, and Designer Series paper made by Stampin' Up! Has a lot of weight to it. So you want to be careful if you're using something not Stampin' Up! All right, so I did my first one, and then on here, you're going to punch. So that's what you have so far. Now I'm not sure if you can see that score line, but there's my score line. Okay, so what I'm going to do, now right here there's an arrow, and it says score guide. So that line that I just scored, I am putting it right along the line that I just scored. And I'm going to punch, and I'm going to put this in the groove, and I'm going to score this. Okay, and I'm going to turn it. I'm going to do the same thing. I'll line up this with the score line I just made, punch, and again, I'll line up this right there. Okay, now turn it one more time, punch, and I'll line that up. And when you're new, I mean, it takes a little bit to get used to where that little score line is. Sometimes me too. I'm trying to do this here at an angle. All right, so here we have, maybe you could see that side better, all of our score lines. Now what I like to do is I'm going to turn my board, and I'm going to put this into the corner rounder. And see how nicely, look how nice that rounds your corner. I love it. Okay, there. Did I do that? Nope. All right. And there. All right. Now we'll set that aside. All you need to do now is fold in those score lines, and a little scrap here. You want to add a little bit of adhesive. Oh, I didn't bring that with me here. Where is my, okay, I'll just use my ATG gun. If you want to use adhesive here, you can. So I'm going to put my adhesive on that flap. I'm going to fold that in. Now this is the flap that will fold down. So you have your card, and you just insert your card, put your adhesive on there, and away you go. Wasn't that easy? Super easy. Super easy. Okay? That's as simple as it gets. So you want me to show you again? I'll just do the beginning. So again, I have 8.5 by 8.5. I'm going to go to the 3 3/4, and I'm going to score and punch, flip it, punch and score. Whoops, I'm off on that one. Flip it. And I'm aligning this up with the line that I just scored. There. Flip it. Did I do that one right? Something doesn't seem right. All right. Here we go. There we go. Align it. So the only 3 3/4 that you're doing is basically the first one that you start with. Okay. So there you are. Fold those in. Pull that down, and there is your perfect envelope. Once you put your adhesive on it, and your card goes in there, and you're all set to go. Fun, right? Let me show you the different sizes that the punch board will create. It starts off, this is the very smallest one it will do, a cute little note card. Here's another one. This is the smallest one. Now that well, no, they're both the same. Durr. Okay, that's the smallest one. So here we go with another size one, and I believe, is this the one size that I just created? This one's a little bit smaller. Now this one, look at how cool this is. You can use a magazine page. I actually used a page out of the Stampin' Up! Catalog, an old one, no worries. And look how fun that is to do an envelope. You'd want to put an address label on that. So these are just some, and I feel a sneeze coming, so I'm going to, excuse me. I felt that coming from my toes. Some envelopes, again, I used with our pages from our retired catalogs. Now this one is a little bit larger, and I love our DSP because it's double-sided, so you don't even have to line it. Now this one is the largest envelope that it will make. So the largest envelope that it will make is actually using an 11.5 by 11.5 piece of paper. So if you have a 12 by 12, and the card size of this can be 6 by 8.5. So there you have it. It's as simple as that. If you have any questions, or if you wish for me to show you how to use our other punch boards, or any of the other projects that you can create with the punch board, please be sure to leave a comment below. Be sure to share and give me a thumbs up. And thanks for joining me tonight. And I wish you glimmer hugs to everyone and a super Stampin' Day. And we'll talk to you again real soon. Bye for now.